Hey, what is going on, guys? Joe here, 690 ADV, Radio 690 ADV. What's happening? Welcome to the podcast. Hey, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for being part of it, and thanks for showing up and watching these and helping out all you seasoned riders and guys that have been out and doing it a really long time. I can't tell you how much I thank you. And I appreciate you for helping this channel out as it grows and it keeps growing. Don't forget, subscribe, be part of our podcast, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Podcast. Every week, Sundays and Thursdays, it's all coming out, man. Don't forget, we also have our YouTube as well, which you're watching right now, youtube.com/690ADV. Anyway, on to the podcast. This week, we're going to be talking about the awesome part of maintenance. Motorcycle maintenance, man. I cannot stress it enough on how much you really need to love your bike. And if you want it to last, and if you want it to perform and do the things that you want to do, and you want to get out and you want to do your trips and you want to do all those fun things. If your bike has issues, 90% of the time it's because of the person that is actually maintaining the bike. And if you're not maintaining your bike, you can't expect a bike to perform if you are basically doing shoddy maintenance on your motorcycle. I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Please, 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 please go to the forums, email me 690adb@gmail.com. If you don't know, don't guess, please do your maintenance. Do your maintenance on your motorcycle, because your bike is only as good as how well you take care of it. Today's maintenance, what we're going to talk about, and there's many different levels of maintenance on your motorcycle. The oil changes. And we just shot a video on the KTM 690 Enduro R on how to do an oil change. And it's very similar to most bikes. It's a little different because it's a high performance motorcycle. And if you own a KTM 690 and you don't know how to do an oil change, stick around. That video is coming up. We just shot it, and we're working on doing the editing, and we'll get it, and so that it makes it nice, plain, and simple. But the beauty part is, it's fun, man. Maintenance on your bike is fun, man. That's the beauty part of bike. It's not just riding; it's the tinkering part of it that really makes it so much fun. But oil changes, I cannot stress changing your oil. And you don't have to do it every 500 miles or whatever. Look at your manual, check out and find out what the manual says, and then take that and go find out what other riders are doing, because these bikes have been around for a while. And not only that, a lot of these guys have it figured out. They got it dialed in. And if you're a subscriber, or if you're just popping in and you're a seasoned rider, down there in the comments, make sure you put it down there and explain that, just what's in the manual doesn't mean that's what you have to do. It's just recommended. And the reason they do that is for their warranty for the bike. So just keep that, in mind whenever you're reading your manual. So oil changes. When do I do an oil change? How hard is an oil change? How long does it take to do an oil change? Should I go to the dealership to do an oil change? I say do all your oil changes at home, or do it in your garage. Man, it's fun. Go to the dealer, get on the internet, go to Amazon. Heck, if you don't know, tell me what bike you got, what year it is, and I'll send you links to where you can go and get the right oil filters, and do your own oil change. And when you're done, it's going to be fun, dude. I promise you, it's going to be super, super fun. You're going to enjoy it, man. The smell of the oil and all that stuff. If you're a guy, man, that's fun stuff, man. Tools, a little bit of know-how, and a little bit of time. And it's just you one-on-one with your bike, man. Come on. You hug that thing. Come on. You hug that thing when there's nobody around. I do it. I know you do it. So the oil changes. Why is it such a big deal? It's the heart of the motorcycle. It's what keeps that thing pumping. It's what keeps it moving. It's what keeps everything alive. And if you don't lubricate that engine and keep it lubricated properly, how do you expect it to get you down the road and get you on these trips? You can't. And you can't get upset about it because you didn't do the right deal. The KTM 690 Enduro R they're going to tell you it's 4, 5, 6 days. Man, you know what? I'm so sick and tired of people telling me that, that blah, 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 that I'm wrong or all these things. Here's the deal. I know what I know, and I know I've been riding, and I get all these guys that make these comments, but they never can back up their comments. They just make a shoddy comment, and then they're gone. Here's the deal. Back up your comment. Back it up. Then I'll listen to you. Man, if you're right, man, I don't know everything. I don't expect to know everything. I love to learn, and I love to teach. And that's why I do this channel, and that's why I do my podcast, and that's why I do these things, because you would be shocked at how many people are getting into dual sport, and they're coming to this channel, and I appreciate it. It's awesome. That's why I do it, and it's so much fun. But here's the kicker. The oil changes are just such a huge, huge part. So make sure that you do your oil changes. I don't want to get off track here. I want to make sure that we're dedicating this to the oil change, because there's other things that we're going to bring in. We're going to do other podcasts on it. It's very simple. Know your bike. Get the maintenance manual. You can download them online. They're usually free, and they came with the bike. And if you bought a used bike, no big deal, man. It's super easy. You can get all the information that you want. And if you don't know, like I said, 690adv@gmail.com. I'll shoot it over to you, man. I'll show you where your oil filter is. I'll show you how much oil you need to put in it. What is a great oil to put in that bike. How to do it. It's simple. And it's fun. You're going to enjoy it, man. I promise you that. You're going to enjoy it. So the things that you're going to need to do, you're going to need to make sure that you get some decent tools. If you don't have tools, make sure, I create a toolkit for each bike. Now, will it work for multiple bikes? Man, you betcha it will. It's definitely going to work for different bikes, but it's made for my KTM because I love my KTM. So I have that on my bike. I can tear down that bike at any given time whenever I want to, but it will work for other bikes. But I've made it specifically for the 690, but it does work with other motorcycles. Create a toolkit for that bike and always have it with you. Tank bag, little backpack bag, a little saddle bag in the back, whatever. So that way you always have those tools and you're never left stranded. If you need to take something off, do a quickie, and now you're back to the races. So tools are going to be one of the biggest things. Create the things that will fit 90% of all the bolts. If you look all over the motorcycle, the plastics, all those different little things around the frame and everything, go to Home Depot, Lowe's, get stuff to make sure that it'll fit those, and just buy them specifically for that bike. And that way you always have stuff to work on that bike at any given time. Now that you got your tools, now you get to dig into the oil stuff. Here's what we need to do. What oil? You can't just put any oil in a motorcycle. And everybody's going to tell you, hey, this oil's the best oil in the world. Buy Motorex. Buy Yamalube. Buy Honda. Buy, you know what? Tomato, whatever. Here's the deal. Buy a good oil. Oils, most of them are really, really good. Buy a name brand, and you're going to be okay. My KLR, you know what I ran in that? I ran full synthetic. Yeah, full synthetic. And not only that, I ran an HD oil that was made for diesel truck engines. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Wasn't castor oil, I'm trying to remember what it is. I'm drawing a blank. But I tell you what, I ran it in my KLR forever. Not only that, I ran it in my Suzuki Vstrom too. It's all about the oil. I'm going to put it down in the comment. I'm drawing a blank right now because you know what? I don't splice my videos together. I shoot everything straight up. But it's all about, and it didn't cost very much. And it did a great job. The engine ran. It purred like a kitten. It did a great job. It's all in what you want. So what I'll do is I'll give you some alternatives, and then I'll give you the name brand. You go spend as much money as you want. So the first thing is oil. You want to make sure that your oil is basically name brand. Don't go get some, Amazon Basics. I don't care what anyone says. Oil is not 100% oil, but for the most part, name brand, you're going to be okay. Castor oil, Yamalube, Lucas, any of that type of stuff. And I highly suggest running synthetics because the synthetics, they have detergents in them. If you don't know what that is, it basically, as it's running, it helps clean and keep the inside of that engine nice and clean. And it helps get rid of all that nasty stuff that's floating around in the engine. So it does a really, really good job. So synthetic's great. And not only that, you get longer, really a little bit longer intervals, and it takes longer to break down. So the synthetics are really, really fantastic. So oil, know how much oil that it takes. If you don't know, consult manual. Email me, 690adv@gmail.com. I'll get that information for you. Next thing after that, know where your drain plug is. Again, if you don't know, ask me. I'll tell you. If you can't find it, I'll tell you where it's at, man. I'll find it. I'll snap it. I'll put a circle around it. Say it's right there on your bike. Take that, drain it, know where the oil fill cap is, where you can actually put the oil in. Now, if you're in dirt bikes and stuff like that, some of the oil actually goes in the neck, so, of the frame. So my WR250F, that's where it went in. It was very, very weird, but that's where it went. But most of your dual sports are going to be right there on the crankcase. Very simple. Like I said, we've got a video coming out on how to do an oil change. It's on the 690R. Pretty much similar for most all motorcycles. The only difference is KTM has 2 oil filters and 2 oil screens. Most bikes don't even have an oil screen. You'll see the video when it comes out. You'll know what I'm talking about on an oil screen. Now, drain the oil. Make sure you got a nice oil pan. Now, what do we move on to? The oil filter. Most bikes only have one. It's very, very simple. And believe it or not, you can pick up oil filters. 90% of all motorcycles, you can get them at AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Advanced Auto Parts. Buy it on Amazon. If you don't know which one to get, tell me the year, tell me the model, and I'll send it to you. I'll send you a link. You can go get it. I'll make it so simple for you because I think once you do it once, you'll always do it. And it's so much fun. You're going to enjoy it. So what do with that? You do the oil filter. You pull it out. It's very simple. Tools, sockets usually, oil filter, and there's one tool that I didn't mention in there, needle nose pliers. They make it so easy. A lot of those filters kind of click in. It allows you to pull it right on out. So it simplifies your job. It takes 15 minutes. Now, I shot the video. It took me over 35 minutes, but I was shooting a video to do the KTM oil change. But if you're doing it yourself, it's easy. 10, maybe 15 minutes. Super easy, super fun. If you got kids and they like to tinker around and play with stuff, take them out there. Show them how to do it. You got kids that ride or getting into riding, show them how to do it. YouTube it. It's so, so simple. And it's fun, and you're going to save 30% or 40% over a dealer if you actually go and do it. So with that being said, do your own maintenance. It's fun. You're going to enjoy it, and you're going to learn more about your motorcycle, and not just your motorcycle, other motorcycles, because most motorcycles are very similar in the way that you do the maintenance on them. So like I said, take your time. It's not a race. Do it yourself. Have fun while you're doing it, because that's why you're into motorcycling, playing with your bike. It's your toy. It's your backyard. It's your fun. Maintenance. I'm telling you, spend the time, love your bike, do the things that you need to do, and that bike will love you back, and it will last a really, really long time. Anyway, I'm Joe, 690ADV, 690ADV.com, Radio 690ADV. Don't forget, podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, youtube.com/690ADV. We got tons of videos. Check us out. Subscribe. Be part of it. Subscribe to our podcast. Listen to us in the truck or in the car. We appreciate your time, and thank you so much. And if you think of anything, email us, 690ADV@gmail.com. And we'll make a podcast or a video about it if it'll help you out. We appreciate your time. You guys have a fantastic day. 690 out.